Okay, welcome back, Jebel. In this tutorial, we are going to end the game and display the winner screen if we collect all the apples without losing all our lives. Okay, so what we'll need here is a new sprite, but we're going to this time create our own. So I'm going to move down here, down to our new sprite, but this time I'm going to the paintbrush here, the second choice upwards, paint, and I'm just going to zoom out so you can see all of the area here. Now what we want to do is to convert our image to a bitmap. So this is the convert to bitmap button. So you can click on that and you get a bitmap image, and that's an image made of tiny little dots, and it's easier to fill in the background. So we're going to do that first. So I'm going to choose a color, and I'm going to choose, I don't know, red, and then I'm going to use my fill tool, which is just here, and then I click on my canvas and it will color in my background, and I can move that to cover my screen. Okay, so that is a sprite that is on top of all of the other sprites, and it's called sprite 1, and we're going to rename it. So you rename it by clicking in here and typing, and so I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to call this sprite winner. Okay, so there's my new sprite. It's called winner. It's in the way of everything at the moment, so the first thing we need to do is code it to not show at the beginning of the game, because we don't want the winner sprite to show. But first, it doesn't say a lot, does it? So we need to make sure it has a little bit of text on the front to show winner. So I'm going to go to T for text, and I'm going to choose a different color to red because that is the color we've already got. So I'm going to change it to, I don't know, yellow. So there's my yellow, and I'm going to type in here. So if you click, you can see it's flashing. I'm just going to zoom in a bit so you can see that. And then I'm going to type in win. No. Now watch out what happens here. When I click away once, can you see those handles, those little circles? That enables you to stretch that text and make it bigger. Okay. If you click away, can you see it becomes part of your image? So if that happens, just click on the undo tool, which is just here, and then you can go back and you'll be able to edit your image, edit your text and move it. So I've got winner written there. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to leave it and go to the code section. Now the code section is here, so I'm going to add some code to the winner sprite. So I'm going to click on code. So remember what I said, I want it to be hidden when the game starts. Now you remember the game starts, it has that event block, the green flag. So I need to make sure I've dragged that onto there. And the first thing I want it to happen is to make my sprite hide. Now the hide is found here in looks. Okay, so that will enable it to not be visible when my game starts. So just scroll down, and there is the hide block. Okay, so the hide block goes onto the top here, or underneath my green flag. And now what we're going to do is forever check. Oh, actually, you can just click on the green flag and you'll see what happens. My sprite is hidden. I'm just going to stop that. Now you'll see that I've added a few more apples. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 apples to collect. So I want my winner sprite to show when I have collected all the apples. So basically the code needs to be able to keep checking if I've got to that level. So I will need a forever loop. So if we're doing something over and over again, we need a loop. So there's my forever loop. So I drag that underneath my hide block, and we're forever checking if lives equals, not lives, sorry, apples equals 10. So again, we need the if. That will enable us to check if something's happening. And we will need an operator. Now the operators we've looked at before, and they are the blocks here. And I did say that they use those for mathematical tasks or comparisons. We're using a comparison this time. So we're checking if apples equals 10. So I click on operators, and there is the equals block there. Okay, so I'm going to drag the equals operator, and that goes nicely inside my if statement. So we're checking if apples equals 10. So we've got a value there, so we can change the 50 to 10. So there's my 10, and we need the variable to go into the empty space. Now the variables, you remember, are down here. So there are my variables that I created before. So I click on there and I should see the apples, and there it is. There's my apple variable. And you'll see that this lozenge shape fits perfectly inside here. So here it's saying if apples equals 10, what do you think we need to happen? We want the winner sprite to do the opposite to what we did here. So the opposite of hide is show. So we go to looks and scroll down until we see show. And we're going to drag and drop that inside the mouth of our if statement. So now our if statement needs to go inside the mouth of the forever loop. So what's happening here? It's saying forever check if apples equals 10. When it does, it will show the winner sprite. And then we want the game to end because that's it. We've collected all the characters. So we need a special block in control. And we want to go down to the stop all. Now the stop all will basically stop all the code from working and the game will have finished. So that stop all will go after your sprite is shown. So the last thing that happens is the winner sprite showing and then the game will stop. And now I'm going to test this and see if I can collect all my apples. I'm going to go full screen for this and then I press the green flag and off I go. Whoa, winner. There you go. That was tricky. I could have made it a little bit harder. I did rush a little bit, but you see how that works. When my apples got to 10, my winner sprite is displayed. And now when I press my green flag, my apples score is set back to 0 and I can start my game again. So try that and see if you can get your character to collect all the items and display the winner sprite. But take care and I'll see you in the next tutorial.